U.S. Supreme Court left in place this Massachusetts decision, which says a public school policy supporting transgender students is okay. So,
well, here's what this is one of these cases where does a school have to inform parents if their child is expressing interest in gender exploration or
using different pronouns, using a different name.
And in California, the court said, yes, the schools do have to inform the parents. But now in Massachusetts, they're saying that the lower courts that decided, no, the schools do not have to inform the parents, is fine, and we're not going to review that case. What is going on with this court that is turning into an unpredictable, hypocritical institution?
Well,
what?
Like many human beings.
But we haven't seen this level of inconsistency, I think, across the board.
They are basing it on some technical grounds about it. Was it really a school policy or whatever?
Okay.
Then we got a great decision out of Oregon that affects 20 states. A federal judge there, his name is Judge Mustafa Kusabi.
Kasubi.
He struck down the Kennedy Declaration. And this Kennedy Declaration was, you can't provide gender-affirming care to minors. And if you do, you're going to lose your Medicare and your Medicaid money, which always makes the hospitals bend. It's even made some hospitals in New York bend.
Some of them went a little underground. Some of them publicly declared an end to care for trans minors.
But this court held that the federal officials lack the authority to unilaterally establish standards of care for gender-affirming treatment and can't exclude the Medicare. He said, unserious leaders are unsafe. There is nothing more serious than our leaders' dedication to the rule of law so that we might maintain the integrity of our constitutional democracy. So it's a very high-blown decision.
Well, yeah, he said that having the government decide whether trans care is appropriate is an abuse of power and creates terror and chaos.
It does not merely result in an abstract infraction. It causes very real harm to very real people. Imagine that.
Because the government's excuse for trying to shut down trans care of minors is that they decided that it wasn't proven to be good. Contrary to what virtually all professional organizations have found, and without talking to any parents or kids or anything.
Now, the legal basis for the judge's decision, and he had some wonderful language in the decision, said that basically that the HHS under RFK Jr. failed to follow required rulemaking procedures.
Yeah, such as proving their case. But as we remember, so recently the Supreme Court told Tennessee that they were entitled to shut down trans care of minors. So are they going to get this case? Oh, it's a beautiful decision. We celebrate it. It covers 21 states. But someone's going to go to the Supreme Court and say this is inappropriate, and the Supreme Court may very well say, no, HHS has the right to make these threats and to shut down Medicare and Medicaid reimbursements if these hospitals continue to try to do this care.
There were like 20 state attorneys general who sued. So this covers Oregon, Washington, New York, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, D.C., Hawaii, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Wisconsin. The states, the states that the Democrats are going to need to win to get back the presidency.
For the moment.
All right.
Now, in Minnesota, a good decision from a federal appeals court, which said that trans girls can play high school sports, that complainants who were against that had no standing, and that the Trump order, the two genders order, the no trans girls in school sports, is not settled law. And therefore, the Minnesota state law, that is a non-discrimination law that includes gender identity, is what rules. And for the moment, again, but that's a federal appeals court that decided that.
The state was being sued by Female Athletes United.
What's that, 3 people?
Well, it usually is.
Yeah.
All right. Pennsylvania, abortion.
Pennsylvania, a court in Pennsylvania was presented with a question of whether reproductive rights were constitutional in Pennsylvania. Again, arguments over Medicaid funding, and the court decided yes, reproductive rights are legal in Pennsylvania, and so is Medicaid coverage. The people should decide whether there's a ban on Medicaid coverage, not, idiot in HHS.